welcome to today's Social Trends webinar by The Right Fit. We can't wait to get started in running through the amazing agenda that we have in store for you guys today. I'm your host, Ayla. I'm a user engagement manager at The Right Fit, and I'm joined here with influencer and TRF talent social specialist, Jenny. How are you going today, Jenny?
Hi everyone, I'm super excited. This is officially our first social trends webinar. So if you have any questions or thoughts or ideas, we're definitely open to it. And I'm really excited to see all of your names, where you're from. We have a few people from Sydney and Melbourne as well, which is where Ayla and I are from.
We sure are. And without further ado, let's get into the agenda today. So we'll be running through TRF introductions, industry updates, social trends, case study, and finishing off with a lovely Q&A. And before we get right into it, I'll just get into the introductions quickly in the next slide. Just a quick summary of The Right Fit. In case you're new here, we've been around since 2015. We started off primarily in the modeling actor space, but since then we've expanded our focus to creators. Today, we're excited to dive into new social trends, not only in the industry, but how to incorporate trends and craft these to the 2024 market. You'll also find a Q&A chat box, like Jenny mentioned, so please let us know your feedback throughout by commenting and asking us questions. We'll be sure to have these answered at the very end. On this slide, you'll just find some of our amazing brands and clients that we've collaborated with, such as L'Oreal, Adidas, and Ubisoft. With over 42,000 global clients, we've gained momentum to become one of the top influencer platforms in the industry. Our mission is to empower our talented community with new opportunities that will better and I guess more efficiently help you guys connect. So yeah, what better platform than to do it on The Right Fit? So now we'd love to hear back from you guys at home. Where are you dialing in from if you haven't already entered that? I'm sure more people have entered the chat now. We'd love to hear from you.
So we have Tessa from Ballarat, Victoria, my neighbor. We've got
Lovely.
Caitlin, UGC creator, modeling jobs as well. We love our multi-hyphenate talented people.
Yeah.
From the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia. I'm sure your weather is much better than mine in Melbourne right now. We've also got Mayra tuning in from the Philippines. Wow, so we've gone international.
I love that. I love to see it. And please continue to let us know what you're thinking about the webinar and just, yeah, commenting. It's a safe space. So we've got the industry is just incredibly dynamic and ever changing. So we'll dive into industry updates first to provide a broad overview and what we're currently seeing. So first off, we have gifted campaigns on the rise. While paid campaigns have been at the forefront of the industry, we've observed a great uptick in gifted campaigns, and these are offering unique benefits to both creators and brands. This trend shows growth in creators wanting work and to work with brands that they're passionate about or already use in their everyday lives. And that wants to, I guess, benefit both sides. And that leads me to ask Jenny, in your own experience with gifted campaigns, is there any tips you would share to creators wanting to delve into these collabs?
I think gifted campaigns are like a really great way to build your portfolio. If you want to beef it up a little or you're starting out on the creation side, because with a lot of new and trending products, it's a lot of money that you have to constantly spend to stay on top of it. So it's a good way to create the content with these products, ride the trend without having to fork out your own money to purchase them. But in saying that, there's obviously pros and cons. I would say with gifted campaigns, you definitely have to set out the terms from the beginning. So you know how many deliverables you're doing in exchange for this product. So that way both you and the brand can be happy. It is also a good start to kind of connect with brands as well. Show them a little of what you can do and that you're open to creating with them. And there have been a few instances where I've been gifted things. I created a little bit of stories for them, and then a few months later, they reached out for a paid campaign. So you really never know where it might lead. But I'm definitely keen to hear your thoughts as well if you guys have done a few gifted campaigns and what your experiences have been like.
Amazing. Put them in the Q&A, please, because we'll definitely discuss those at the end. Next one, so nano micro influencers continuing to, I guess, gain momentum. So one word for that that comes to mind is just more exposure. It's a great chance for clients and creators to leverage each other's followers to grow their audiences. So it's a win-win. And we've got number 3, natural and organic content. So this is continuing to thrive. We already know this, we've seen it a lot. It doesn't necessarily mean though that the quality of the video is lessened. It could be maybe that capturing content is slightly different to the norm. And also key to note, we're consistently seeing I guess, everything being sold to us, from posters to YouTube ads, versus when an influencer is genuinely sharing experiences of working or using a product, it's more likely to gain trust and become a more effective approach to those content collabs. And the very last one is TikTok is being used as a search engine. So TikTok noticed their users were searching their platform in a familiar way that people search on Google, which was trying to find those short snippets of information versus reading entire articles. And with this info, TikTok has evolved the way we search on the platform. And this feature is revealed with more general popular searches at the moment. However, it's great to note content wise, if your niche could incorporate maybe more how to's or hacks or sharing an experience or review in your content strategy, you could leverage this new feature and become even more discoverable on TikTok. So that wraps up my industry updates. I'm going to hand it over to the lovely creator Jenny for some content hacks and much more.
Hello, everybody. So I do a little bit of stuff on the talent side and social side, and I'm also a creator myself. I'm also always on the Right Fit Instagram. So if you haven't followed us, it's at theright.fit. If you want me to repost your story or if you send a DM, it's probably me replying you guys. And unfortunately, we don't have the chat function working for this webinar, but if that's something you would love, please let us know. We can get that ready for the next one. So if you do have any questions or thoughts, make sure you pop it into the Q&A box. And if you have any questions, we'll answer them at the end as well during our Q&A. So I wanted to talk a bit about the 2024 trends because I feel like the social media space is always evolving and trending, and you're always trying to like jump on new things, and it can get really, really tiring. I do just have a little screenshot from the Creators Broadcast channel, which is the official Instagram creators account if you haven't followed them yet. As you can see, what we're loving for 2024 is big personalities. People want to see the real you. They want to see your opinion. They want to hear your voice. They want to just have more kind of like ad hoc content, like more of a live behind the scenes of what you're doing day to day. And what's out is polished images, the perfect grid, having a really aesthetic feed, which I know for a lot of creators could be a breath of fresh air. Because I don't know about you, I hate having to create a feed. If you look at mine, it's a mess and I love it that way. I feel like there's always a bit of pressure to upload photos that you may not necessarily really want to upload just to create that feed aesthetic look. So good news is you don't really have to do that anymore. That's on the out. But if you do love that, go keep doing it. It's your niche, it's your page. So on to the next slide. What we're seeing is the return of long form content with vlogs and YouTube videos. We can see this with TikTok increasing their video length. It went from like 30 to 60 to 3 minutes, and now you can watch like 15-minute 4-part movies on TikTok. So people are creating longer content, and it could also just be like we are fatigued from just scrolling through 6 to 8 second viral videos. And once you like a creator and you enjoy their lifestyle and their content, you naturally just want to know more about them and you want to build a deeper connection. So through vlogs and long form platforms like YouTube videos, this is a great way to keep building that deeper connection and keeping your audience entertained and coming back for more and just showing a bit more of you, because it's really hard to show people who you are in like 15 seconds or 2 photos. Then the next point, I don't know if we have any Swifties in the room. If you are a Taylor Swift fan, please let me know in the Q&A chat. There's been a new term coined, which is Swiftonomics, Swift economics. And as Ayla said before, people are using TikTok as a search engine. And this has also proved that major events drive spending and ad revenue. So Ayla even had a friend who's not a creator upload content on TikTok regarding the Taylor Swift concert, went viral. I uploaded a random haul of her merchandise, got 200K views in like one day. So it just shows that if you post content regarding these major events and international holidays, it will boost your visibility and capitalize on increased search traffic. Because if I'm searching a Taylor Swift merchandise haul, your video might just pop up like that. I would recommend creating content maybe a few days out from these events happening. And these apply to like your local events in like Melbourne or Sydney, but also international days like with Easter coming up or St. Patrick's Day. It's just a great way to expand your visibility. The next point. Oh, we've got a massive Swiftie here in the chat. Beck, I love you. Went to all 3 Melbourne shows. I'm very, very jealous. Another point is authenticity is super crucial, especially as AI advances. AI kind of drives me a little insane. Even though I'm a creator, I'm not like super techie. So when I hear all this chat about AI, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. And it is scary thinking that, people can recreate our likeness and they will be like AI creators who are not necessarily human people. So in saying that, it is especially now very, very important to be unique and genuine. And these are the creators that are essential, especially as younger audiences are kind of looking for these relatable personalities so they can connect with you and look up to you. I don't know if you've seen those like 13-year-old skincare makeup gurus on TikTok who go to like Sephora every week and do a haul. Kind of love them, kind of hate them, bratty as they may be. They are not afraid to show their true personality. And that's what makes them so addictive. And that's what makes them, stand out of the crowd. So if you've always been a little scared to kind of, do a voiceover or do a video on stories where you're just chatting or showing a bit more of your personality, let this be the sign to just do it. And if you hate it, you can always just delete it. And you can always try on different platforms. I find that TikTok is definitely a better platform to kind of, have your own wacky thoughts, do a quick video of you chatting. So you can always test the waters there first. On to the next one. Now, there is also the rise of the global creator. This does not mean you have to dominate every single market and increase your demographics till it's completely international. We can start small. And what I say about like the global creator is just posting multi-language content. Now you can utilize AI tools like 11 for translation and dubbing. We can already see that with YouTube, they love this strategy because they allow you to upload multiple audios that are dubbed in different languages and also multiple captions. And you can all do that through the editing function in YouTube Studio. This has proven super successful with Mr. Beast as he is very, very popular, surprisingly, in Korea, Brazil, and Germany.
In this video, we're gonna help over 100 different stray dogs find a loving home. 이번 영상에서는 여기 유기견 100마리에게 사랑할 수 있는 집을 찾아줄 거야. Dans cette vidéo, on va aider une centaine de chiens errants à trouver une famille aimante.
Look, the last video was in French, but you guys get the gist. It's just like someone like Mr. Beast, you wouldn't think would trend in Korea, but once you open that avenue by, embracing their language, tapping into their culture, that really helps you just expand your demographics and makes you relatable on different world platforms. And like I said, you can just use AI tools. You can do the captions yourself. You can find someone on Fiverr to translate it to a different language. It could be just a small investment into just increasing your reach internationally. People do want to connect with you deeper, whether you believe it or not. People come to your content because they like you and who you are. So it's all about creating deeper connections this year with kind of exclusive spaces such as Instagram broadcast channels, WhatsApp channels, Patreon, etc. I know a lot of you are rolling your eyes at Instagram broadcast channels. I did that too. I was kind of like, oh, it's more for brands. It's more for like celebrities and like really big influencers. But I've subscribed to a few recently myself. I'm considering opening one as well. So I've just found a few examples just to give you guys like a little idea if you wanted to start. So this is a creator from Sydney called Ashley Huynh. She created a chat for her wedding. So I'm a bride myself. So I obviously immediately subscribed to that. And she kind of just shared behind the scenes updates of like what her bridesmaids dresses are on the day live, what's happening. And it felt like, it's an exclusive spot where we get the firsthand news of it. I do find broadcast channels like this is a really good place to experiment with either new niches or new milestones in your life. So I'm renovating my home. I've been posting it on stories and a few people have reached out wanting, more information about it. So personally, I would create a broadcast channel for home renovation. And then you can kind of test out the waters. If people love that content, maybe you can bring it onto your feed. Or if there's just like too many niches that you want to do, but not enough space on your Instagram, you can create this little slice on your Instagram and have your special kind of members only where you talk about this specific topic. You can also increase your content engagement through Instagram broadcast channels. We're not sponsored by Instagram. I wish we were, but these are just obvious kind of easy ways you can incorporate this. I know everyone has lamented, my post has zero reach, like literally 200 people have viewed my video. It's been lost in the algorithm. This is a good way to shove your new content into everyone's inboxes. It's like a notification system. So people know, hey, like you posted a new reel. Tess has done like 5 new reels recently and maybe I'll go check them out. And also, if you do have a side hustle with your Instagram, whether it's a business or a service that you offer, in the next slide, we can see how this photographer kind of used Instagram broadcast channels to his advantage. Now, the group is called Posing Besties, which is really cute, first of all. I followed him because he does all these viral reels of like how to pose in the most hilarious way possible. He obviously is a photographer. So not only does he share tips and tricks for posing in this chat, he also uses it to let everyone know if he's got last minute bookings available, or if you want to book with his services, how you can do that. So this is a place where you can share your secret discount codes. Also, if you do a lot of affiliate collaborations, or you have special discount codes, you could literally just have like a discount chat or like a shopping channel where you just share all your codes, and that way you will make more money through your affiliates as well. And then your audience doesn't have to search through your page for like your Majuri code or like your YouFoods code. So it's a great way to kind of keep it enclosed in a nice exclusive space. And moving on to the next topic, we are talking about a case study called the silent review trend. Now, it's kind of all about collaborating with brands while staying true to yourself, but also trying to be trendy and hop onto the latest trends, which can be super, super overwhelming. So we've just chosen this particular trend to kind of dissect it and see how you could work it into your own content. He finally found one he liked. This is kind of like the evolved ASMR to me. So if you're not good at like whispering or like tapping your nails on little substance, like little surfaces and like on the microphone, this is something that you could try. It is basically a dramatically quiet haul of your recent purchases or a review of like a book or a movie. All I ask is that you have to bring your sass and your most dramatic facial expressions to kind of convey to your audience how you feel about a product. Now, on to the next slide, we can see how this works in book talk.
Hello, I'm Brittany Broski. Today I'm going to be doing silent reviews of some books I've read recently. Come on, guys.
You've probably seen this American creator as a meme or on your For You page, and she's so animated. It just goes to show that you can even make like books go viral, especially if you jump on the trend like the Akatar series, which is doing amazingly well right now. I'm personally up to Aka War, the fourth book. So if you're reading it, let me know in the Q&A section what book you guys are up to. But this really organically led to a collaboration with Audible for a silent book review. So as you can see, it kind of like seamlessly translates into different categories and niches. And onto the next slide, I'll give you a few more examples. We've got mum bloggers who are tired of crappy baby items. This trend is also a dream for brands because you can incorporate it and there's no copyright music. The amount of times I've tried to do a cool trend and they're like, we can't use this song, we can't use Taylor Swift, we can't use Ariana Grande. And I'm like, okay, well, then the trend doesn't work. You can see that this creator has used it for holiday destinations as well. And that's how we feel about you guys as well. A brand that kind of comes to the top of my mind that would be great for this trend, if I'm thinking Australian brands, would be like MCO Beauty, because they do a lot of dupe products for beauty. So it'd be a good way to like get the real product and like smack it away and then bring up their dupe product and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. So trends like this are super adaptable. If you want to apply other trends to your collabs, I would say choose aspects of it. You don't have to do the entire trend because then it might look out of place for your content or not be able to be used by the brand. So whether it's a song, a transition, a font, like a text, you can just take aspects of certain trends and try it out on your brand collaborations. But obviously, always chat with the brand about it, see if they're open to it. Most of the times they love it. Like they want to go viral, they want to get views, they want to do well. And if you can help them do that, it's like a dream come true.
Thank you so much, Jenny. That was just amazing. And you just had so many great insights that I didn't even know just as a audience member and watching all of these videos. So yeah, it's great. So we had one question. So with the rise of authentic authenticity, I can't pronounce that, and relatability in content, how do you stay true to yourself while also meeting the expectations of brands and audiences?
I think the dream collaboration between a brand and yourself is when the brand has come to you because they like your content firstly. So they already trust that you can create good content for them. And you just having defining features about your content that your audience likes. So, for example, I do a lot of voiceovers on my reels, very fast paced, chattery voiceovers. If you can't tell, I'm a little chatterbox. So that's kind of like my overarching thing across all my content, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. And I'll incorporate that into a brand collaboration with a mattress brand or with like a skincare brand or get ready with me. So when people hear my voice, they hear the speed of me chatting, they're like, yeah, that's a Jenny video. And it's also a really good way to like talk about key selling points for your product. So, just talk, talk, talk. That's my thing. So you kind of have to find your thing, whether it's a color, an item of clothing, maybe it's an intro. If you start each video the exact same way with the exact same tune, it's a really good way to stay true to yourself and for audiences to know that, that's, Mike's video. But it still has like the brand collaboration with it and it still flows really nicely.
We do have another question from Emerson, and she's asked, what's the school of thought on whether to do an Instagram broadcast or a Patreon for more specific behind the scenes content?
I see Instagram broadcast as more like a group chat where people can't respond, but they can react and you can, always add polls and things. So it's more like an update channel, just quick photos, a quick topic, a question, whether or not it's like, hey, do you guys want to see reels or posts more? Or I'm going on holiday soon for 2 weeks in America. I'm going to these cities. Please send me a DM with your recommendations. But places like Patreon, it's definitely more like effort that you've put into the content. So whether you're making extra reels or behind the scenes content or never before seen videos and images, I would put that on Patreon because that has taken you much more time and it is your creation. Like I personally wouldn't create videos or photos specifically just for Instagram broadcast channel. I would use it more casually as like a community builder.
Amazing, amazing. And it's so important to build that community with your audiences and to also broaden them.
Yeah. And you can use it both at the same time. People join your Instagram broadcast channel and they're like, I love Emerson's vibe. I'm going to join the Patreon. And you can cross promote and be like, hey, I actually have a lot of behind the scenes content coming up. Or if you want to be the first to see my new travel series, hop over to my Patreon. Here's the link. So
yeah,
why not both?
I love that. It's awesome. Another question we have here is collaboration is key in the influencer industry. So can you share some great insights on successful collaborations you've been a part of and maybe what made them effective?
I think timing is quite important as well, but also like spacing out your collaborations. So that way your audience still trusts you. There is no fatigue and like, oh, Jenny's doing another skincare collaboration. But brands also see you as like more authentic as well because you truly love it. So firstly, you can't say yes to everything. I know it's hard, but because you are a brand yourself and you are the business, you've really got to respect that in yourself. Sometimes when the reels have gone really, really well, for example, I went through a phase where I permed my hair. It was crazy. It was disastrous. And everyone kind of wanted to know how I tamed it. Ayla's laughing because she's seen pictures and I literally look like Sideshow Bob. But then I got a collaboration with a hair care brand and it was kind of like your dream curls. So because everyone knew that I had crappy hair, they wanted to know my curly girl hair routine. So that kind of just like naturally really linked into what was trending for me at the time. And it was a really natural collaboration as well. Another one that the brand really liked, I did a collaboration with an Australian mattress company. And at the time, the ceiling trend was trending. So that's basically when you tape your phone to the roof or ceiling of your room and it gave like a bird's eye view and it had like the surround sound song, which was also very viral. I just took the ceiling aspect of it because obviously the brand couldn't use the copyrighted song and they loved it. They like realized it straight away. People in marketing know what's going on. They know what's trending. They know what's happening on Instagram and TikTok. So when they saw it, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for using that trend. It gave a really good view of me setting up the bed. It gave a really good view of their mattress and it tapped into the trend and it gave like just a different aspect of, how people normally set up a mattress where it's just like front on or a side view of the room. This way you could kind of see like how the whole room layout looked. So I think It's just like timing of things. When a new collaboration comes in, I always have a look around and see what's trending at the moment, what topics, whether it's like a book or a color or a song or a like a filter. I'll try work my way into it and chat to the brand about it. And 9 times out of 10, they're more than happy to join in on it.
Awesome. No, that's it's just so insightful as well. And yeah, I just don't even think of these things, maybe because I'm not an influencer, but it's just so insightful. Also with increasing competition in the influencer market, how do you differentiate yourself and stand out from the crowd?
I feel like everyone's always like, you have to find a niche, like what's so special about you? Which is really hard to like pinpoint because we're all still kind of growing up and changing. We're like, really, like, who am I? This could be controversial. I don't think you need to have a specific niche. And there are certain platforms where it's really good to trial and error and just try a lot of different things. TikTok, for example, you can just jump on any trend, do a random video about your thoughts, and you never know which one might hit off. And once you know which videos that your audience likes, you can start making more of those. So sometimes when you start off and your page is fresh, it's really good to just try a lot of things and try a lot of things until they stick. You might get tired, it might be time consuming, but there's like no better way to creatively let out your juices. Because sometimes when you like put yourself into a box and you're really strict on your content and what you want to do and it doesn't work out, it can get really discouraging. Just know you can change. You can even make a different account for different categories and topics. So I feel like don't have the pressure to set up who you are so early on and don't be afraid to experiment. I normally do lifestyle and beauty, but on the odd occasion, I will do food. I will do travel because I like that stuff. Like, why not?
I love that. Do you also do anything to like track what your audience is like about your content? Like, you might look into just organically looking at your posts and seeing which ones get more likes. Do you kind of see any standout content for yourself personally? And do you create more of that for your audience?
I have a very willy-nilly way of content creating. I'm not like an analytics girl. In saying that, I will look at the professional dashboard on like Instagram or TikTok every once in a while, but I think a really good indicator is just like how many views are getting, the likes, the comments. There are always videos that will get more comments because, you know, your audience is interested in the topic, but it might not get that many views because it might not speak to the broader community of people who are not following you. But then there are videos that will literally trend and go crazy. For me, for a while, it was wedding content. I got engaged, so I posted that. And while I was riding off like the coattails of that, I would post, you know, trying on wedding dresses, planning my engagement party. It definitely comes in waves, and it's important to realize like kind of what wave you're on so you don't get stuck on making the same content always. And once my kind of bridal wave dipped down and it went into, you know, my crazy perm wave, I made sure to jump onto that as well. So once you see like a certain video doing well, popping off, I would immediately within the next week try to follow up to it, especially if you're getting a lot of new followers after a certain video. They subscribe to you, they followed you because they like that content. But if they follow you for a month and you never post that topic again, they're kind of going to be like, oh, why did I follow them then? So see what's working for you and kind of try jump on your own wave. And then when that's over, try dip into another one.
Amazing. We are 1 minute over, but we did have one last question from Tessa, just asking, she's seeking acting and modeling work on the platform, and she's just wondering what might be the best way to showcase her social media when submitting her applications to these. For example, are they looking for sizzle reels of acting slash modeling work or behind the scenes content, etc.? Did you have any tips for Tessa?
Well, I feel like Ayla, because you worked on the client side as well, like what do kind of clients what do their eyes draw to straight away when they kind of look at a profile or submission?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. It's really diversifying your content. I don't think there's just one size fits all. Just really providing that diverse portfolio. So, in terms of acting and modeling work, I would definitely probably put more behind the scenes content, and your best work as well, like what you think and know that your strengths are and where they lie, and really putting that at the forefront of your profile. I feel like if you have that, you can't go wrong. And then like also with what Jenny said before, you can really experiment with it as well, see what works and what doesn't. Test one thing out for a month and then see if it makes a difference if you were to include other content. So yeah, that
You
would
can
be
definitely utilize like the highlights feature as well. So you have all your work and portfolio in one area and pin like your favorite campaign or your recent like TV ad or show that you've done. Because acting and modeling is such like an elusive, mysterious industry as well, behind the scenes content I think would work really well. Like day in the life of what it's really like to be an actor on set, etc.
Love that. Amazing. Well, we're 3 minutes over, so that means we actually had a great time because we went a bit over time. If we didn't get to your question, we will answer it, or feel free to also contact us at contact@theright.fit, and we'll get back to you on that. Anyways, have an amazing afternoon, night, wherever you are, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thanks so much, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at theright.fit and come say hi to me. Bye.
Bye, guys.